is to eliminate those risk factors.
Are these planes safe?
Right now, I would not, it's like an earthquake. The big earthquake is coming, but when that hits, the building that, let's say if you're talking of a building, have to be prepared to accommodate that type of a, let's say, shakeup. It has to be built properly. Right now, from what I've seen, the airplanes are not being built per spec and per requirement.
So your testimony is the 787 line and the 777, the 777 line are you think are not.
Well,
not safe.
they are doing stuff that increases the risk factors. Okay, when you increase the risk factors, it's not just one. You are doing stress concentrations. That those stress concentrations, like breaking a paper clip. You do it once or twice, it doesn't break, but it breaks at some time. As the plane gets older, all of these things that you took. You said it's not a safety issue, it becomes a safety issue.
And the company's response...
Hey everyone, welcome back to Red, Blue, and You. Today, we're diving into a bombshell testimony from a Boeing whistleblower. Imagine getting on a plane thinking you're safe, but behind the scenes, corners are being cut. A brave Boeing engineer just came forward, revealing some terrifying truths. If you care about air travel safety, stick around. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Now let's get into it. So who is this whistleblower? He's an experienced Boeing engineer who worked on the 787 and 777 aircraft, and his job was to ensure safety standards were being met. But what he found inside Boeing's production lines was disturbing. According to him, major safety concerns were being ignored at the highest levels. He raised the alarm multiple times, writing detailed memos for years. But guess what? Boeing executives did nothing. Now, let's talk about the real issue here, the planes themselves. Boeing is not building aircraft according to proper specifications. These planes could develop dangerous flaws, risking structural failures mid-flight. Would you feel safe knowing the plane you're on wasn't built to last? Boeing is taking shortcuts. And worse, they know it and refuse to act. Hit that like button and drop a comment below. Instead of fixing the problem, Boeing retaliated against the whistleblower. They cut him out of meetings, transferred him to different projects, and made his life miserable. All because he wanted to keep passengers safe. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time, because we're not done exposing this corruption. This wasn't just workplace bullying, this was psychological warfare. The whistleblower described his experience as hell. He's been suffering from anxiety, waking up at 3 a.m. from nightmares, and even needed therapy. Meanwhile, Boeing's top executives, they're walking away with millions. The CEO is set to leave at the end of the year, probably with a massive payout. While the real workers, the ones fighting for safety, are the ones being punished. Are we really okay with this? If you think these executives should be held accountable, share this video. More people need to hear this. So where do we go from here? Well, Senator Josh Hawley isn't letting this slide. He's calling out Boeing's leadership and demanding answers. The more people know, the harder it is for Boeing to sweep it under the rug. So smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more stories.
Older, all of these things that, you took, you said it's not a safety issue, it becomes a safety issue.
And the company's response to you was to threaten you?
Threaten you, sideline you, transfer you.
You raised concerns about the 787, and so they transferred you to the 777, right?
Well, yes. Initially, they just cut me off of all the meetings. They took my name out, and then so I was just doing nothing. I wasn't informed of what. Then they transferred me, and they do it pretty stealthy. Oh, we have a job over here. We want you to go over there. So they move you down there, and, I come from like 40 years of engineering background. So when I see, and I've taken a lot of stress classes, even though I'm not a specialist on that, but when there's a problematic area that you see, you can recognize.
So I just want to make sure I got the sequence right. So you raise these concerns, you get on the 787, you get transferred over to the 777, you raise the concerns there. They ignore it in both. They haven't addressed any of these concerns. Is that your testimony?
Yes, sir.
And at some point, they start to threaten you. You're talking about your boss calling you on your personal phone and berating you. And when did that start?
Well, that started right after when I said, we have made over 300 plus airplanes. We still don't know how to put the load and sell. What I mean by that, if you build in an airplane, build in a house, it's like, put in the foundation. we have made over 300 airplanes. We still changing our process, like build the foundation to put the airplanes. We are struggling with that because they have changed the process, from stable to unstable situation. They're not building the same datums that we were building. So you're causing your own problem, but you don't want to admit it. Just force fit the problem, force fit the misaligned holes and everything else and move on. And that's what they have been doing. And that's what I have brought up to their attention. I told my boss that I said in the report, I said, we have made 300 plus airplanes. That should have been more than adequate for us to resolve these things. All the problems that we've had, we put Band-Aid over Band-Aid to resolve the problems, and Band-Aid over Band-Aid doesn't cover it. Maybe we need to consider some engineering fundamentals with a little bit of GD&T to figure out what the problem is. And right after that, he came back to my desk, and he like I said, he made the threat, and then after that, he says, are you in or are you out?
Meaning what? Are you in and are you out with Boeing? I mean, are you going to be a good citizen and keep your mouth shut? Was that the implication?
That's how I can interpret that. He would walk by me and he said, you better, then he said, I want you to write it in writing. Tell me, are you in or are you out?
Put it in writing whether or not you were going to.
I'm in or out. And what that means, are you going to just shut up?
Right.
That's all.
That would be in. If you wanted to be in, you needed to be quiet. You needed to stop this. Don't say anything more. Certainly, don't tell the public.
That's how I interpreted it. But he told me to write it in writing, and I'm trying to write it. And there was 10 emails, just because I haven't received your email on this. Send it to me, and this and that.
So then he's pressuring you. I mean,
then he's pressuring you, and then his manipulation even got further than that. I'm trying to take a class on my own time that I have to flex the time. He wouldn't let me do that. I have a doctor's appointment. He cancels my doctor appointment at the same day. I mean, different manipulating different things to retaliate, to make your life miserable. And then, I started talking to go somewhere else. You just try to escape from that because this is hell.
Well, Senator Josh Hawley isn't letting this slide. He's calling out Boeing's leadership and demanding answers. The more people know, the harder it is for Boeing to sweep it under the rug. So smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more stories. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.